There's a hole in the bucket, dear Liza, dear Liza. There's a hole in the bucket, dear Liza, a hole. Mend the hole then, dear Georgie, dear Georgie, dear Georgie. Mend the hole then, dear Georgie, dear Georgie, the hole. With what shall I mend it, dear Liza, dear Liza? With what shall I mend it, dear Liza? With what? With a straw then, dear Georgie, dear Georgie, dear Georgie. With a straw then, dear Georgie, dear Georgie, a straw. Hey there, second grade. Hey there, third grade. Today our song is called Hole in the Bucket. I'm going to show you a bucket with a hole in soon, but for now let's learn the song. It goes like this. There's a hole in the bucket, dear Liza, dear Liza. There's a hole in the bucket, dear Liza, a hole. Mend the hole then, dear Georgie, dear Georgie, dear Georgie. Mend the hole then, dear Georgie, dear Georgie, the hole. With what shall I mend it, dear Liza, dear Liza? With what shall I mend it, dear Liza? With what? With a straw then, dear Georgie, dear Georgie, dear Georgie. With a straw then, dear Georgie, dear Georgie, with straw. What a great song. So we're going to mend this bucket with straw. Let me go ahead and take care of that. I actually didn't think of the same kind of straw you did. You probably thought of a straw you'd use to drink out of your chocolate milk or your soda or whatever. I thought of my straw hat, so that's how I'm going to mend the bucket with my straw hat. I thought it would be more fun today. Hope you like my hat. You can let me know. But anyways, our job is to feel these 3 beats per measure. Then we'll talk about why I have a hole in the bucket, and we'll move along. There are 2 girls in the song, Liza and Georgie. The first thing we're going to do for Liza is we're going to patter, lap, and clap twice every time we sing about Liza. When we sing about Georgie, we're going to snap, clap, clap. So we have pat, clap, clap, and we have snap, clap, clap. I'll show you. Ready? There's a hole in the bucket, dear Liza, dear Liza. There's a hole in the bucket, dear Liza, a hole. Mend the hole then, dear Georgie, dear Georgie, dear Georgie. Mend the hole then, dear Georgie, dear Georgie, the hole. With what shall I mend it, dear Liza, dear Liza? With what shall I mend it, dear Liza? With what? With straw then, dear Georgie, dear Georgie, dear Georgie. With straw then, dear Georgie, dear Georgie, with straw. And that's your assignment. Can you pat, tap, tap, snap, tap, tap to show me those 3 beats? If you don't like that pattern, no problem. Pat your head. And then do a different note motion like shoulders. Like this. There's a hole in the bucket, the bucket, the bucket. There's a hole in the bucket, dear Liza, a hole. I keep singing a bucket instead of dear Liza, but you get the idea. You could make up a different version like this. There's a hole in the bucket, the bucket. No, there's a hole in the bucket, dear Liza, dear Liza. There's a hole in the bucket, a hole. So Mr. Cripe said he would show you his bucket. I will show it to you. It's right here, and it literally has a big hole in it. Do you see it? Why did Mr. Cripe drill a hole in it? Well, here's why. We use this to check soil pH and soil nutrients. What are you talking about, Mr. Cripe? Well, here's what I'm talking about. Let me grab, I was going to grab this book. Let me get that real quick here. I need 2 hands. Excuse me. I have this book. I put this down and pretend this is the ground. I sit my bucket on top of the ground, and then I take this massive drill bit, and I take that drill bit and I drill down into the ground. And when I drill down through that hole, like this, that drill bit goes down through the bucket. I don't know if you can see it real far, and it pulls the dirt that gets stuck between this drill bit up into the bucket. How do you want to do that, Mr. Cripe? Well, I want to get a small amount of dirt from a bunch of places in my field, usually 10 or 20 different places. Once I get that dirt, I bring it inside and let it dry out so it's not wet, and then I send it off to the lab. And the lab checks it and he says, Mr. Cripe, there's so much nitrogen, so much potash, so much potassium in there. Why is that important? Because every plant that grows uses those 3 main food sources, potassium, potash, and nitrogen to grow. Now there are other trace elements that we're also checking for, but those are the three main ones. When you plant your garden this year, you put your carrot plants in there, or your spinach plants, or your tomatoes, or whatever you're growing, it pulls out nitrogen. And if you pull that nitrogen out of the soil, you have to replace it. There's a lot of ways you could replace it. You replace it with mulch, or like a compost, something like that. And those different things will allow those nutrients to go back into the soil. But you have to know what you're doing, because if you just take wood chips and throw it in your garden, it actually won't work, because those wood chips will take the nitrogen out of your soil and rob it from your plant. So when I'm growing my tomatoes in my greenhouse, which I am right now, I want those tomato plants to be nice and big so that they can produce nice, good fruit for my family and for other people who are hungry. So that's why I have a hole in the bucket. I assume that Georgia and Liza's bucket was metal, and it probably rusted through because they had water in it too long. Maybe they were carrying minnows to go fishing or something like that, and that's why they needed to mend their bucket. Hey, let's do this song one more time. I'm going to do it my boring way. I'm going to pout, clap, clap, and snap, clap, clap. And I want you to do it along with me. If you want to, you can take a video of yourself working the song and send it back to me for me to see your work. You want to make sure you get this 3 pattern. Pat, clap, clap, pat, clap, clap. What a lot of kids will do is they'll add a beat like this. Pat, clap, clap, rest. Pat, clap, clap, rest. And that's 4 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's wrong. A lot of kids on our last assignment did that. They were wrong. Mr. Craig might have mentioned that in some of the comments. You've got to get it to feel in 3, and it feels weird. There's a hole in the bucket, dear Liza, dear Liza. There's a hole in the bucket, dear Liza, a hole. Mend the hole then, dear Georgie, dear Georgie, dear Georgie. Mend the hole then, dear Georgie, the hole. With what shall I mend it, dear Liza, dear Liza? With what shall I mend it, dear Liza? With what? With straw then, dear Georgie, dear Georgie, dear Georgie. With straw then, dear Georgie, with straw. Well, thanks 2nd grade, thanks 3rd grade, thanks for working hard at music at home. Hope you're staying safe and healthy, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye.